Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus combination. I love the bergamot, as I always tell you guys, so good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, cup of coffee, or maybe something a little bit harder. Today we're going to dive right into this because I'm kind of pissed. And the new Starlink Premium tier is set to be launched in the second quarter of this year. This information just came out just hours ago. But this new launch, I think, is going to screw all of us current Starlink customers. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go pick them up. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. So if you're a current customer or a potential customer, this information might be important to you. So listen to the video all the way to its end. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and then I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Now, I stumbled across this accidentally. Now, when I say that, I mean in the last video that I did some speed testing, and I did a full factory reset on Mr. Bevel, as I call the new Square Gen 2 SpaceX Starlink that we have. We ended up getting this out of beta right around October of last year. Now, I was doing speed tests and I was showing you guys live the speed tests, and they were really quite slow. Now, when I say slow, I mean slow in comparison to how they were when we first got the system, and until recently, actually. The speeds got slower in the last month, and I didn't really know why. And I think now we know. Starlink Premium, guys, Starlink Premium. When I took a look at the speeds, and we were doing it live in the last video, I'm like, you know, this feels throttled. It feels like things are like going quickly and then dropping back, almost how any type of throttling happens on the backside. I am a system administrator, so I've done Cisco routers, all of the back-end programming on throttling, different ports, and all the rest of this stuff. So I know how throttling works and how it looks. And when I saw this speed, it just feels like a throttling that is going on. Now, am I 100% right? Probably not, but I probably am. Probably am. So here's what we found out. I'm going to give you all the information, and then I'll let you be the judge. Now, this Starlink Premium service was just announced a couple of hours ago, and basically it is 5 times the cost. Not 5 times the speed, 5 times the cost. I'll get into that. That means 5 times more when it comes to the actual antenna cost, and 5 times more when it comes to the cost per month. What does that equate to? I'll get into that in just a second. The new service is targeting small offices and storefronts and globetrotters and super users, and of course, maybe a planetary traveler or two. Someone that needs a lot of bandwidth, a lot of speed. All right, low latency, lots of speed. Now, according to SpaceX, the antenna is a little bit different. It is the same square antenna like Mr. Bevel that we have, which is a generation 2. But what they have done is expanded upon that, made it larger. Now, what does this larger unit actually provide you? Well, in a tweet from Starlink, they said basically it will be twice the area of the standard phased array with broader scan angle. What does that mean? Basically, the unit is going to be larger, it's going to be able to see a greater portion of the sky, and it'll have twice the area to pick up that signal. Obviously, you'll probably get a better, more reliable connection, let's just say, with the satellites with this new premium service, premium tier, let's call it. They also said that they were going to provide 24-hour priority support, as well as it is now better in extreme weather conditions. What that means is when it's raining really hard, or if it's whiteout snow, it'll be able to kind of bust through those clouds or the snow or that inclement weather a little bit better. So you don't lose signal as often, or your, let's say, down and up speed doesn't degrade as much during these extreme weather conditions, which is obviously the case if you have a larger receiver, a larger antenna with twice the area than the old one and a broader scan angle. This doesn't take a rocket scientist or a genius to figure this out. Now, what do you get with this new premium tier? Well, according to the advertised information from Starlink or SpaceX, basically you're getting a down speed of anywhere from 150 megabits to 500 megabits. On the upside, on the up speed, you're going to get 50 megabits up to 250 megabits, and your latency will be about 20 to 40 milliseconds. Now, what is the difference? That is the question. What is the difference? Are you getting 5 times the speed, just like you're paying 5 times the price? Once again, I'll get into the price in just a second. The answer is no. And this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where it kind of pisses me off. This is where I feel that a lot of the current customers, the people that were there from the beginning and the beta testers, right? All of us that have been there for a year plus or even longer are going to and are getting screwed. Why do I say that? Well, in October, when we put this Mr. Bevel into commission, the Gen 2 that we have out there, we were seeing speeds of anywhere from about 300 to 350 megabits down and up speeds of about 35 to 40 megabits up. Now, if you guys remember in the last video, I did some testing. I told you guys that I felt that service was slow, and the folks over there at SpaceX, over at Starlink said, listen, you just need to reboot continuously, but do a factory reboot on the system itself. Don't use your app and go to, hard reboot or reset or what. Don't do that. Actually go to the unit, unplug it 3 times, and it will go back to factory settings. It will re-download everything that it needs to download. It will do everything from scratch, and you're going to get your best connection at that point. As we change things, this is what you should do. So I did it with you guys watching me live. And what did we get? We got an average of about 190 megabits down and approximately 17 megabits up. This is obviously not the same that we were getting before. Before we were getting 350, let's say, down in comparison to 190. We were getting about 35 to 40 in comparison to 17. What has happened? A halving has happened. A halving in the speeds. Do you see it? Do you see why I'm kind of pissed? Do you see why I'm saying what I'm saying about current Starlink users, current Starlink customers might be getting the end of the stick? The one thing that they did well is they did not guarantee a down speed or an up speed during beta or even coming out of beta. They never said what those speeds are. Well, I just found the speeds on their website. Now they actually say what they are. They never used to. So what they say is with Starlink in comparison to the premium, the standard comparison to the premium, the Starlink service availability is a 99% uptime, which is good. I don't buy it, but we'll just stick with the 99%. The latency is 20 to 40 milliseconds for the premium as well as the standard, which is fine. But now when it comes to standard, it says that you're going to expect to receive a down of 50 to 250 megabits, whereas the premium says 150 to 500. You see that? All right. The up speed says 10 to 20 on the standard, whereas the premium says 20 to 40. No data caps either way. Do you see what's going on here, guys? Do you see what's going on? The speeds that we were getting are the same speeds or pretty damn close to what they are now selling for 5 times the cost. We were getting 350 down. They're saying to expect 150 to 500 for the premium. We were getting 35 to 40 up. They're saying 20 to 40 up on the premium. Do you see what's going on here? So everyone that is currently a standard Starlink customer is going to see speed degradation. I would venture to say, I would say 99% chance, all right? Because obviously before this happened, we were probably not throttled. Whatever you were able to get is what you got, and that is it. Now it is not the case. Why? Because they're selling the service. Now, how much is this service? Like I said, it's 5 times more. So if you're not a Starlink user as of right now, a Starlink customer, you don't know. But to purchase the antenna and the hardware and the router all together, it was about $500. They want $2,500 for the premium, 5 times as much. For the monthly cost for the standard, what we currently have is $99. They will want $500 for the premium. For the exact same or pretty close to what we had at the beginning, they are now going to sell for $2,500 and $500 a month. Why do you think that there is a throttling going on? Now, do I know this for fact? Absolutely not. But I think anyone listening to me right now with half a brain that's just firing off just even slightly can figure this shit out. Okay? That's my personal opinion. I think so. Now, there's a side story to this, of course. The side story is reliability. We've noticed that Starlink's reliability is not fantastic. And it was better before, it got a little worse, and now it's getting a little bit better. This reliability is going to get better as more satellites get launched. Currently, they're at about 2,000 satellites up there, and I think that they're allowed to get to about 4,800. Don't quote me on that, somewhere right around there. Either which way, the service currently is not for anyone that needs a 100% uptime. It just simply isn't. We see that there's so many people telecommuting now after the virus and all the rest of the stuff. The workforce is more home than they are in the office these days. So having a really strong internet connection at home is mission critical. This is not it. If you want to be doing Zoom conversations, Zoom calls, telecommuting of any kind, because at any moment you could be down for 2 seconds, 8 seconds, 30 seconds, you just don't know. And a lot of that has to do with where the satellites are. Also, if you're a gamer and you want to use this for gaming, you might as well forget it because your latency is going to vary. You might end up with latency down at 20, 30 milliseconds. You might have latency up to 120 milliseconds. At that point, at 120 milliseconds, you were probably sniped and you don't even realize that you're dead. And all of a sudden, you just figured out that you just fall to the floor, right? It is not for gaming. Period. But even for office work, you have to remember it is not a 100% uptime. There is these sporadic downs that happen. When they happen, you will be kicked off of Zoom or you will turn into a Minecraft pixelated mess. That's just the way it is. It's not fiber, okay? But it is getting better. It is getting better. Now, I went over to their website just to see what they were talking about here as far as what they say with this premium service. They said basically that is going to be coming out Q2 2022. So you can order right now this brand new premium service if you want. Also, they said, of course, that they're going to have bigger antenna, more throughput. It says it's designed specifically for high demand users. Starlink Premium helps ensure bandwidth for critical operation, even during times of peak network usage. They also say high speed and low latency. Starlink Premium users can expect download speeds of 150 to 500 megabits per second with a latency of 20 to 40 milliseconds, enabling high throughput connectivity for small offices, storefronts, like I said, super users, blah, blah, blah. And of course, like I said, a planetary traveler or two. So they're basically saying all of the same things that I've said on their website. The one thing that I find interesting, and I think you guys might too, I get this question all the time. If I buy this, Joe, can I take it with me? Can I use it at my house and then go over to the cabin and use it? And I said no, and no, and no. Why? It's like geo-locked in that location, period. You can move it to a new home, but you have to contact SpaceX or Starlink and say, I'm moving to a new address, and then they put you in there. Will this service change that? What they say here, and it's kind of convoluted, I'll let you be the judge. It says unlimited service locations. Starlink is ideal for rural and remote locations. Order as many Starlinks as needed and manage all of your service locations, no matter how remote, from a single account. So does that mean that you can use your Starlink Premium antenna at your home, at your work, and maybe at your log cabin? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think what that means is they're still geo-locked, but what that says to me is that you can buy additional Starlink Premium antennas and put them at your work, at your storefront, let's say at your home, in the woods, at your log cabin, and manage all 4 of them if you want from the same account. I believe these are still geo-locked. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below this video. Let all of us know. Because remember, guys, the reason I do the Starlink stuff is I want to educate you and I want to learn myself. Some of the things I don't know and people correct me and I thank you for it. So we are learning together with the Starlink. So as far as what I see here, I still do feel, based on my testing from back in October to my testing live with you guys just a couple of days ago, I feel that all current beta as well as current standard customers are getting screwed. I think that we are getting shafted. I think that we're getting throttled very hard, and our service is being degraded by half. That is the up speed as well as the down speed. It's being degraded by half. Why is that? Because of this new premium service. They want you to get into the premium service and pay 5 times the price for the antenna, 5 times the price for the monthly fee, and not get 5 times the speed. That's basically it. I don't know how else to look at it. What do you guys think? I want to know your thoughts on this. I think it is very important moving forward, and I think that anyone is thinking about getting into Starlink needs to know this before they get involved with it, to know what is expected. And now that we actually have, finally, the speeds that are, let's say, their averages for both the standard service as well as the premium service, I think that's great. Before, like I said, it was always on the down low and they never told you anything. And the reason they didn't tell you anything is because this premium was in the works way back then, and they knew they were going to take that fast speed and sell it for a higher price. Once again, a price 5 times as much as this standard price. So anyways, what is your thoughts on this? What is your thoughts? I hope you've gotten something out of this video. If you've gotten any value from it, please give it a thumbs up. That would be just really, really appreciated. Also, share this video with friends, family, colleagues, anyone that's interested in Starlink. I have put together a Starlink playlist. Go over there, all of my findings, all of my tests. I'm going to continue to post videos to that Starlink playlist. Go over there, watch all of them. As things change, I'm going to put it in there so you'll be up to date. Also, if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, like I said before, go check them out over at JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. Please subscribe to the channel and click this little bell icon over here so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in the next one.